So trim speed ripple. If you remove the tank, you need to take this off. It's 4mm hex. Then you got 4mm hex here, and on the other side, this looks like a hinge, but it's not. You need to take this pin out. And then you need to open it, and there is a fuel connector in there. How could I film this? Probably not. It's going to drop. There's a fuel sender and the fuel meter hose is here with clip, and there is quick release here, and you need to like push this in. If I remember, these two lines are like air lines and overflow lines. It's very easy to kink these when putting it back. Let's take some racks. It's very tight, that electric line. It's been there for a long time. Gonna take this small screwdriver. That was that. Usually there's very little leak here, if that holds. I'm gonna remove these here. The other one was straight. This is also straight pipe. Now I can take a whole tank out. Let's see how this looks. So there's the fuel. That's the connector. There's some fuel in there. If you put it like this, if that hits something, there's a ball there and the gas could come out. So this is the quick release. So you press these and those like open up. And this is the electric plug. This has the power to the fuel pump and also the fuel alarm. Then we need to take this airbox out. You need to take these two bolts. You need to take this one. I usually take this from the Torx and leave this, because there's also like vacuum line here. And usually I also pinch this one out to get it off. Now I took these bolts out, this one, that one, slide that clip forward, and then you sort of pull it just hard so it pops up from the throttle bodies. Then you have this one here. On the front you have to sort of check that these come out okay. And this is actually pushed in there. So when it goes back, that needs to sort of fit there. You can also open this one and check the air filter. So here are the throttle bodies. And when I twist the throttle, you get the openings. Can I get the flashlight now? But I had this complete taken apart at some point, and I smoothed out the throttle bodies. It probably helps nothing. But here are the plugs. This has the new updated with this lip. So with original you didn't have this lip at all. It was smaller, and you get water to the, you have to be like very careful to wash the bike, or you get water in that plug well and it's gonna rust the plug out, and it's very annoying. So you can order this updated plug boots, but I would still be careful about putting water here. This still has this sigh, which takes air and puts it to the exhaust here. And this clicks this solenoid here. This is the stepper motor that adjusts the idle. It sometimes could get stuck, but you can actually reach around here to this and push this and get them like stuck to release. I have changed this rectifier. This is MOSFET. It charges better with higher voltage and is more robust. This is the tip of sensor. So if the bike falls, the engine stops. And it probably also had this on this airbox, but it just came loose. Yes, it's here. So it has this line, that connector, this one. Then you could like remove this one and take and pull the plug out. There's the plug well. These are very deep wells, and these plugs could fail stick coils, because if you have bad plugs, the energy has to go somewhere. You get 12 volts here, 20,000 or something like, and if it cannot hit the plug, it's gonna short inside here. So I'm gonna take all of this out. That's 1, 2, and double twist. That's 3. Do I have any light here? No. But I'm gonna get the key. So I got this long spark plug key. These have very long threads. It could be a good idea to blow compressed air there to get like the dirt out. There we have the plug. This bike has been not driven much lately, so they are quite soothy. Just started up once in a while. But I got new plugs now. The problem is with this is the I put this kind of rubber here inside this plug jewel, so you can raise up the plug from the well, and you don't want to drop it either. You're gonna damage the tip. So I sometimes use like plastic rubber line to put it in, and you can get like this plug and that plug easily, but this side one is hard because, as you see, this cannot go in here. So if I remember correctly, I put it in like so that I put it this to my finger. Is it visible? Put the plug in first like that. Then if I remember correctly, I put like this shorter tool here, like that. And then you could put not this one, but some other tool, like this one. One here, then you could like open it like that. Then you get that out. The thread is very long, so you need to sort of twist a long time. And then try to lift it. Is it coming up? No. Again, I have problem, like it doesn't want to come. And then I need like screwdriver. I'm gonna undo the plug like that. And then I'm gonna put my finger in that plug. And hopefully I would get it up. No, I didn't get it up. So now I need some tweezers or something to get it up. Or something. It's also tricky. This frame is annoyingly just over the this one. These are fine, but that one is annoying. There are all the plugs. As you see, no rust this time. Without the plug boots, they were usually very rusty. And it's very important to get the 8. Because this bike originally has 9s. And if you get those plugs like wet during some start mishap or anything, bad battery, you basically need to change the plugs to get it run right. But these 8s are like cold or hot enough, so they get warm enough to self-clean. And these run much better, these 8s. Now I have new ones here. Actually, they are the same. Probably these would be just fine. Just a little dirty. But I'm gonna change them anyway. This is little tester. Just test the new plugs. They are fine. I'm gonna use this rubber hose to start them up to the threads. As this indicates, you tighten its hand first and then 1/4 of the turn. Because there's this seal, you don't want to crush it too much. So basically you just set this here, and now it's hand tightened, and then you come here to that 1/4, and that's it. It's very doesn't feel like a lot, but that's enough. And here, the center, it has one extra bolt in that wheel. And a lot of around, and this is the air filter. Quite good. I'm not gonna change it. I have cutted down these pipes a bit here, but nothing else. These are the bell mounts or throttle bodies. It's rubber. And because this hasn't, some bikes have like clamps here, this has this kind of springs. So I sometimes put this on like this without the so we need to aim that front hole. Yes, this hanger is for this one. But this is a little broken, so it's now hanging just with this pipe. Basically, that's the front, and then you see these throttle bodies. You need all these sensors out from the, so don't leave your sensors in here. These. Then connect that line and that breather line, and then push it in to those. So this comes here. That is good. Yeah. Then you get, like, you kind of wiggle it around those throttle bodies. And now you can see that these are like correctly in. Everything is correct. Then we can install this one. It's all tricky with this kind of filming. These are not ideal pliers either. There we go. It's on. Then we get the filter. The lid. And then the center nut. This is a little bit tricky because you have to have like magnetic or perfect screwdriver to put this in. This is quite good as it's so tight. Like that. Then I usually put all of these other screws in. Just don't drop them. And change hands. Put this every one of these on. Then we need to remember these plugs on the 2 bolts on the back that keep the airbox on. It's basically that one sticky thing on the front is keeping the front part, and the 2 bolts are keeping the back. And this is place for this one. And this is the sensor for this one. That's probably temp sensor. Then I'm usually lazy enough that takes off some torque here. Like that. Then you can check them. Sounds like they are very good. Actually, those that click it are bolts. These ones. Come here. Again, not necessary to keep anything tight here. So that's about it, the plug chains. I'm gonna put the tank back on. This one. That's the vacuum sensor. Vacuum sensor there. That's about it. Now we're just gonna put the plugs back. There's this little red seal. It's sometimes wanna drop out, so don't lose it. They sort of feel like those steps on the, and it's like air pressure pushing it up, so try just keep pushing it and then this clicks in. Like air pressure is pushing it out a bit. And that in some bikes there was problem that you get water in that well, then the engine heats up, it's pushing the plug up. So I think that's the reason why in some cars, like in that Primera Nissan, it has like screws to keep it in. I think even from this bolt you could make little brackets to keep it in, but I haven't had that problem. Like that. Now just put everything back in. I didn't, probably has nothing more to do here. You can synchronize these throttle bodies, but they hardly go out of tune because they're on the same axle. In some, like other motorcycles, these are separate and there's synchronization between these. So there's synchronization screws here for some bypass, and this actually is the pressure sensor, and it has this T here. And the computer can know which one is sucking when it's running, and it can say in the computer which valve is right. I had one idea that I would want to fix this ignition barrel line, this one. Normally this is connected here by clamp. I have removed that clamp so this can move freely, because it's gonna, with that clamp it's gonna break the wires, and I had broken wire here. It could shut the engine down or mess up your tail lights or something like that. And you basically, it's this wire from this. So I was planning to take this out and solder all the new wires. That would be a good idea at some point. Most important thing when putting back the tank is those breather lines. This is the other one. The other one is here. they cannot be kinked here. When you put the tank back, they easily like get twisted and dark, tight loop. The other makes the tank breathe, and the other removes water from this tank surrounding. So when it rains, you get water here. And the other line comes here, and the other is there. And I once had that kinked line, and I came to the gas station, opened this up, and saw as the water fall in the tank. So that's the way the water to get out of this area. There's no like seal. This is leaking when it's raining, and it's going to that cavity and falling down. I actually tested it by medical syringe to put water there, and you can get the drip from below. And if the other line is kinked, you get vacuum in tank and the bike runs bad. So it's like very important to get the bike run right. Are these, and sometimes from the factory this line has like one-way valve. And because I think that one-way valve is for the breather valve, and people mismatch these lines and put the one with the one-way valve upside down, and even some trims had that upside down, and or you put it to the wrong place. So that's why I don't have that one-way valve here. I think it's that way that when exhaust is the gas is heating up, the one-way valve is sort of keeping it not coming out, that gas. But Finland is so cold, we don't need that much. And some bikes may have even that charcoal canister system somewhere, but these didn't have it at all. That's it.